Srimad Bhagwad Gita, Chapter 4, Sloka 37. Siddhant, we will do the chanting. Yate dhansi
यते धांसि
samitnognir
समिद्नोऽग्निर्भस्मसात्
bhasmasat kuruterjuna
कुरुतेऽर्जुन
jnanagni
ज्ञानाग्नि
sarvakarmani
सर्वकर्माणि
bhasmasat
भस्मसात्
kurute tatha.
कुरुते तथा
Shloka 38. Nahi jnanena
न हि ज्ञानेन
sadrisham
सदृशं
pavitramiha
पवित्रमिह
vidyate
विद्यते
tatsvayam
तत्स्वयं
yoga samsiddha
योगसंसिद्ध
kale natmani
कालेनात्मनि
vindati.
विन्दति.
Thank you. Now the meaning part, Shloka 37. Yatha as Edhanshi firewood, Samidha blazing, Agni fire, Bhasmasat to ashes, Kurute turns, Arjun, Jnana Agni the fire of knowledge, Sarva Karmani all reactions from material activities, Bhasmasat to ashes, Kurute in turns, Tata similarly. Now Sri Krishna ji is saying, just as a fire reduces the wood to ashes, O Arjun, so does the fire of knowledge burns all the reactions from material activities to ashes. So Sri Krishna ji is actually sharing with us what is the benefit of gaining the knowledge, or in very simple terms, why one should study. Why one should study, why one should get so many degrees, why to go to school. So this is the answer. Sri Krishna ji saying that the knowledge what you gain when you go to school, when you study, what happens? You are gaining the knowledge, and through the knowledge, what happened through the knowledge? You understand what is correct and what is wrong. Correct? The attachment to unwanted things get burned into ashes as the fire burn the wood into ashes. See, when we gain the knowledge, our intellect grows. We become more smart. So when we become more smart, we understand what is required and what is not required. But if you see those who are not studying, those who are not gaining the knowledge, they will have the desire for silly things, very small things, which is not at all required. But if you see another child who is studying very good, no, he is very intelligent, who is gaining more and more knowledge, whose intellect is growing, you will see that that child will not be interested in those silly things. So that is the benefit of studying. That is the benefit of gaining the knowledge. So it is for everything. It is not just for the school books. This we can consider it for every aspect of life, at every situation, at any age level, that we should gain the knowledge. Always we should be gaining the knowledge and growing our intellect, because it helps us to understand what is right and what is wrong, and it actually helps us to be away from unwanted desires. We can take unwanted desires and unwanted reaction towards the situations. There are so many situations happening in our life. So it is no, an uneducated will react in a different way, but an educated will react in a different way. Able to understand? An educated person, a very good known, knowledgeable person, will just let it go things, because his intellect, his or her intellect has grown so much that material reactions, like material things happening and the reaction towards that action, is very less. They learn, they understand to let it go, to ignore, not to react, or whatever is happening is not affecting them. Able to understand? And if we take in the spiritual way, according to Bhagavad Gita, what happens? When we gain the knowledge, when we gain the spiritual knowledge, the Vedas knowledge or Upanishads knowledge, what happens? That knowledge helps the person to get moksha, right? That person is no that person is free from all the desires, because when you get all the spiritual knowledge, you are on the path of moksha. Then you are able to focus what you want in the life, what you want after the life. So basically gaining the knowledge in any subject, either it be school books or the spiritual books or a life skill books or a general knowledge books. Okay, Siddhant, your turn.
Yes, ma'am. So here, Lord Shri Krishna is saying that so as we gain more knowledge, so from like books, from studying, from going to school, asking teachers, from teachers teaching you, as the more knowledge you gain, the more so like a material, like a fire burns the wood to ashes. The same way, the fire of knowledge will burn material desires and expectations, like end expectations. So here, Lord Sri Krishna says the more knowledge we get about the Bhagavad Gita and anything else, the more we'll realize the truth, and the more we'll stop needing all the expectations, desires, and focus more towards the moksha.
Thank you. Akriti.
Yes, so Sri Krishna is telling that um, knowledge is very important. When you gain knowledge, why do you gain knowledge? Arjun is asking, why do you gain knowledge? So Sri Krishna is explaining that you should gain knowledge and go to school and learn, gain all the knowledge. Because if you gain knowledge, the material things, desires will all go away, and you'll be focused on Sri Krishna, and also you will attain moksha. So just like that, the fire burns the ashes, like that, the knowledge burns the desires and material things.
Very good. Thank you. So this shloka, 37 shloka, is also one of the important shlokas. It can be chanted when someone is feeling sinful. Now shloka 38. Na, not, he certainly, jnanena, with divine knowledge, sadrisham, like, pavitram, pure, iha, in this world, vidyate, exist, tat, that, swayam, oneself, yoga, practice of yoga, samsiddha, he who has attained perfection, kalena, in course of time, atmani, within the heart, Vindati, finds. So now Sri Krishna ji is saying, in this world, there is nothing as purifying as divine knowledge. One who has attained purity of mind through prolonged practice of this yoga receives the true knowledge within the heart in due course of time. In simple words, the person who is truly dedicated in the yagna of knowledge will feel the vibrations, the true knowledge within himself during the course of this yagna. He will also realize that this is the most pure and divine knowledge. So, this is talking about the spiritual knowledge, about Bhagavad Gita. So, Bhagavad Gita is divine knowledge. When we start understanding it, believing it, then we feel the vibrations, we feel the purity, we feel the divine in it, right? So, basically, all this feel will come once a person starts believing in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, believing in Sri Krishna ji, then the person can understand the divine knowledge, and that divine knowledge will purify his mind, will purify his intellect. So Sri Krishna ji is saying there is nothing, only divine knowledge can purify the mind and the intellect. And it will happen in a course of time. It is not that today, if someone open the book and the mind and intellect is purified. It will happen in a due course of time if a person daily listens and chant the shlokas and understand the Bhagavad Gita and try to be on that path, what is shown in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So this is what Sri Krishna ji is telling. So I'll give you one simple example according to you, as you all are students. So you'll take an example that a student who studies his subject with dedication will only score good marks in his exam. Okay, a school student who is studying more is getting more marks. A student who doesn't study with true dedication will not score good marks. It's very obvious, right? Who is studying with dedication will get good marks. Who is not studying with dedication will not get good marks. Also is applicable to the spiritual knowledge or the divine knowledge. A person who studies or understand or chant the divine knowledge will enjoy the benefits of it, will enjoy the magic of it, will enjoy the vibrations in it. And a person who is not doing will not enjoy anything. So true dedication and devotion is required for gaining the knowledge, for gaining, for purifying the mind and intellect. It is not just you are reading the books and you are not understanding anything. So what is the point? It is just like you are reading the books. It is not at all. No, your intellect is not growing. Your mind is not growing. One has to understand what they are studying, what they are, no, what is there in that book. Then only your intellect will grow. If you just read papers, nothing will happen. But when we understand things, then changes start happening in within us. Okay, Akriti, your turn.
I didn't understand fully.
No problem. You can explain how much ever you understood.
Okay, so Shri Krishna is telling that if you do your primary duty and you actually understand, not just not just you read and you don't understand. If you don't understand, your intellect will not grow. If you do understand, your intellect will grow.
Very good. Simple. This is what it has been said.
Okay.
So Sri Krishna ji is saying that we need, and when we understand, then we can feel the vibrations, we can feel the changes within us. Okay. Thank you, Siddhant.
Yes, ma'am. So here, Lord Shri Krishna is saying that someone who actually like uh, like follows the Gita with actual dedication and studies it and follows what Lord Shri Krishna says, um, they will only be able to feel the vibration. Someone who does not look at it with full dedication will not be able to feel the vibrations and purify their mind by not expecting any results and not having any material desires. Also, for example, as you said, someone who studies a subject, let's say math, someone who studies math with a lot of attention and pays attention in class, listens to teachers, and studies it a lot and with dedication, they will be able to get high marks in test. But the people who don't show any interest in the subject won't be able to pass as they've not been paying attention. So here, Lord Shri Krishna is saying that it will also take a long period of time to purify the mind, but you need to show dedication, and soon you'll be able to purify the mind from all like material desires and expectations.